Awesome, cool. Hey guys, what's up? I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how I spent like 30 seconds typing out a quick message and was able to get the emails of 20 plus people who wanted to try my side project idea before I wrote a single line of code. And we're going to pull out a few lessons so that you guys can do the same thing. My name's Matt. I work at Tailwind. Come chat with me later. Let's have a fun time. Cool. All right. So we, as developers, we love things that save time, right? We back up our dot files in GitHub, and we have scripts to scaffold out our new laptop when we install a fresh build of OS 10. And those things are really good at making sure that we build things efficiently. We build things the right way. But before we can build things the right way, that's only half the equation, whether you're building out your main app or you're building out a side project, because we all want to build cool stuff. But the other half of that equation is how do you know that you're building the right thing? What if it was just as easy as spinning up Create React App to make sure that you are building something that people will actually use, pay you money for, and give you feedback before you spend months or years on it? What if it could only take minutes or days? So that's what we want to focus on. I'm going to talk about social media a little bit, not because I love it. You don't have to love social media. But you probably don't like social media because most people abuse it or don't really have a plan for it. And so I want to give you a couple examples from a practical thing that I've done. So I was working on a little side project for like this coffee meeting app that would kind of work like Calendly, but a little pared down. And so one of my mentors said, hey, Matt, you just need to ship this stupid thing. And so why don't you just toss up a quick message and find some beta testers that can give you some feedback before you actually go build this? So I did it. It took me like 20 seconds. It's not a very good message, but I did it anyways. But what happened is it blew up, and like 40 plus people liked it, 18 people commented, and I was able to follow up one by one with each of these people, grab their emails, and I had a list of qualified people from LinkedIn. And a lot of these too, look, they're like second connections. I don't even know these people, total strangers who were still interested in my app and wanted to get feedback on it. So how did we end up here? Because that's kind of funny. Well, I'm going to get that in a second of how I actually got into this thing of posting regularly on LinkedIn and having people, sort of a small but valuable audience that I could tap for basically a couple things. Discovering new pain points that I don't even know to ask for. So if I want to build something but I don't know what to build, you have to figure out what the pain is before you can solve it. Social media is really good for that, just tossing something out and being able to get an answer. Then the other thing, too, is if you have an idea, like I just talked about there, if you want to validate, hey, will people actually use this or not, it's tempting to go build it first and then throw it in front of someone, but it's actually a lot more efficient with your time if you get people to buy in, put down money, give you their email before you build it. So the reason why most people hate social media, and it's a huge distraction, is because, number one, they don't really have a purpose behind it. They just kind of passively absorb. They scroll through. They get in political fights. But that's not really what we want to do, is it? They don't really have like a clear mission for it. They're not trying to validate anything. They're not trying to help anyone. They're not trying to prove. They're just killing time. Yuck. You see like the guy like sitting on his Ferrari, like reading a book, being like, do you read too? You can be like, and like pretend to know things, Unless you're Tyrion Lannister, you don't just like sit there and know things, okay? You have to actually flip that on its head. So what if we did like the opposite of all those things? That's how we want to use social media to build cool stuff. You have to have a mission behind why you're there. You have to lead out and be super generous and teach people things. And you also don't want to be like this guru, pretends to know things and creates all these smart things. You just want to document the cool things that you're already working on that you're excited about. So let's break this down really quick. You need to make sure, if you're going to be on social media and like have people that can help you build cool stuff, you need to have like a wrong in the world that you want to make right. Right? So like me and my buddy, we're really into making videos, and so we started a podcast because we saw lots of friends who wanted to start creating cool things, whether it's like writing songs or starting a band or making videos, but they were just too scared to start. So we said, we'll just create a little podcast and basically put stuff out there and give resources so that it's easy to not get stuck there and be like a wannabe creator. And so what's that one thing that you're passionate about? It doesn't have to be development. It can be unrelated, and you'll still have people who want to follow you because they care about you. The other thing that people try and do when they're trying to get started up on social media and teach people things is that they try and do everything all at once. They have to be on Instagram and Snapchat and this thing and start an email list and start a blog too, because why not? And people are on YouTube. Let's be on YouTube too. No, you want to flip that on its head. Pick one thing that you like. If you don't like being in front of camera, cool. Sit down, bang out a quick blog about what you're working on right now. Awesome, cool. The other thing that you want to do is just share your raw experience. If you're learning a new JavaScript framework, don't try and go research this and regurgitate stuff on the internet. Just share what's already working for you. The other thing that's really overrated is just like going viral over hand-to-hand combat. The reason why this thing worked when I was getting emails for people is every single person who liked or commented on it, I reached out personally. You don't have to have 1 million people see your post. You just have to care more and put in more time to follow up with the people who want to help you build your next cool thing. Thanks, guys.